Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you, thank you. These filters, man, I don't know what I ever did without filters all these years. Hi, everybody. Just want to wait a minute, make sure some people come on. I know you guys have tons of questions. I want to answer all of them. Hopefully we can figure some stuff out and, get you moving to the next level. Also today I want to talk about diversifying your accounts and diversifying your businesses. I know a lot of you are, doing many different thmes, but hi, everybody. Hi, Monica. Hi. All my friends are here. Filters of life. I know. I don't have the balls to wear the dog one, though. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Hello, my dear. Hello, everybody. Hi, Shan. So good. I'm glad you guys could come. I'm really happy that you are here. And again, I want to talk about, again, some Q4 stuff, some questions that you have. If you have questions about, inventory or what's going to happen or holidays or bundling or whatever it is you want to talk about, I'm more than happy to talk right now. Also, again, diversifying your accounts, not putting all of your eggs in one basket. I talk with a lot of people, including myself, that have issues with suspension, have had issues with deactivations, and all these new features that Amazon now puts up. So I want to kind of clear your minds a little bit and give you an option, other options so that you can, make more money and you can not get hurt in the process. So let's get started. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask, or is there anything that you'd like to talk about in particular? And then we'll just start from there. I'm actually in Bensonhurst. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm so glad you all came. Is it still pausing? I actually don't have my Wi-Fi on, so maybe that might be why. So guys, feel free to ask me any questions. We're going to start just with some basic questions first, again, about Q4, Amazon, holidays, scheduling, bundling, whatever it is that you'd like to ask. I'm more than happy to answer any of these questions first. And then we can talk about, some other things that I'd like to discuss, like diversifying your accounts and, having the option to make more money different places. So, again, feel free to ask. Everybody's talking to everybody else. They don't want to talk to somebody who wants to talk to me. Hi. Hi. Oh, that's cool. You live nearby. Okay, good. Why am I so beautiful? I couldn't tell you. Ask my mama. She's the only one that knows. Hi, everybody's waving. So somebody says, every time I say something is it's restricted, is there an easy category to start with? Yes, there's tons of categories you can start with. Mostly home goods is what everybody suggests. You can sell some cleaning products. You will also be able to sell some health and beauty. Health and beauty is not entirely gated. It's more so the brands that are gated, not so much the category. Amazon actually lifted the category gating a while ago. So if you come across something that's restricted in health and beauty, it may just be the brand itself that's not willing to ungate right now. But my suggestion, my personal preference is that what I've done and what I've taught people is get ungated in one category, any category. And what will happen is after a very short amount of time, all of the walls will start to break down. It won't be obviously overnight, and you'll have to send more inventory in, and you have to be more diligent with your account. You can't have like a basic individual account. You have to have a professional seller account. But you'll be able to see all of like the walls come crumbling down, and it's the most amazing feeling. And there are people on this live tonight that will tell you what it feels like when you get those ungated, emails, and you get those. You try and it says request approval, and you request it, and it says yes. It's the best feeling in the world. So my suggestion, my personal suggestion, and obviously this is entirely up to you, is to get ungated. However means you can, obviously. It's important for you to do it the right way. You can go through someone that knows what they're doing, or you can do it yourself. Amazon can be a little bit tough with all of this stuff. So consider using a professional service. There's actually a person that I use that I prefer. He's had great results, and I refer everybody to him, and I've actually used him as well. And his link is in my bio if you want to use him. His name is Steve from the Funnel Guru. So Shannon writes, is the greatest feeling ever. Monica too. Getting auto-gated is the most amazing thing ever. So again, start with some basic categories. Scan everything. Honestly, that's, I think, your best bet. Scan as much as you can, and then you'll be able to see what you are and aren't allowed to sell at that point. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to talk to all of you. Feel free to ask me any questions you like. I am an open book tonight. You want to talk about Q4? You want to talk about, I don't know, blonde hair? Whatever you want to talk about. So Monica writes, what went well last Q4 for you, and what did you wish you did differently? Monica, I'm going to have to write my thesis for this. Was I bundling then too? So last Q4 was actually, honestly, a shit show. I thought I was prepared, and I wasn't. And I was bundling at the time, but I wasn't bundling in the capacity that I am now. And I was very impatient and didn't think things through and just pushed things out and just get it out. And I was buying frivolously, which is really against what I teach and what I know. And I just kind of saw the money coming in and the dollar signs on my eyes, and I could have optimized it so many more ways. I could have been way more calm about it, and that's, part of what I teach too. I just want everybody to understand the timeline of what actually happens and how fast it goes, and you got to stay on top of it, and it's not something that you can just sit back and say, okay, well, I did what I'm going to do and that's it. You've kind of got to really just be on the ball with it. There's tons of things that I've done wrong, and I've probably done more wrong than right, as pretty much anybody that knows me can tell you. But yeah, it's such a great feeling, Q4. It's like nothing you could ever imagine. And for those of you that have just started doing Amazon and this is your first Q4, you will be amazed and shocked and surprised and delighted and enlightened and all of these fun big words. It's just such a good feeling. And, I couldn't imagine the elation of going through another first Q4 again, how great it feels. It's just like all you see is just money coming in and people being happy, and there's not too many customer complaints and all these things. And then January rolls around and you just shake your head and, you want to cry a little bit, but you're going to enjoy and you're going to love November and December. So I hope that answered your question. How do I prepare for Q4 newbies? Buckle up, baby. That's the best advice I could give you. There's, again, so many factors that go along with being involved in Q4 and learning about the process and what Amazon does and what you need to do. You're going to roll with it. That's honestly that's the best thing I think that anybody can teach you. I don't think you could pay anybody to teach you anything better than that. You have to learn to roll with the punches. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy and not really helpful, but I promise you it is. Just learning how to adapt, learning how to listen to your intuition, believing in yourself and your account, just kind of knowing where you want to go with it is huge. And I think that that's a big selling point for you. That's a big point for you to have to get you into Q4. If my product is not selling, is there any way to do something about it? Yeah, there's tons of things you can do about it. I don't know what the product is, but thank you guys for the love. I appreciate it. If your product's not selling, there's a lot of things you could do. I mean, I don't know what the product is specifically, but it may not be a good product, quite honestly. I don't know. Is it something that you retail arbitrage? Is it something you online arbitrage? Is it something that you private labeled and invested in? It could be something simple as just a tweak in your listing or your keywords. Amazon changed their keyword policy now, so it's only 250 characters. So when I taught some of you about keywords, and some of you may have already known prior to me teaching you, so they changed their policy, so it's only allowed to be one line, 250 keywords, and a lot of people's keywords were erased when they switched out this plan. So my suggestion is go back in, check your keywords. You're always welcome to send me a private message. I don't mind. You don't have to be a student of mine for me to help you. I just want everybody to succeed, honestly. So if you want to send me more specific information privately, I'll be happy to take a look at it and see if there's something that I can do to help you. I've taught you so much. Thank you. Do I have a course available for purchase? No, I don't. I don't want to teach a course, honestly. It's so much for me. And I was just talking about this with one of my friends today. I'm just not a good public speaker, honestly. Like, this is fine. This is only like 40 people. This is okay. But when it comes to like being, I don't know, involved, and I just get very anxious, and I don't want to disappoint anybody. I think that's the biggest part of why I don't want to do a course, is that I don't want to make anybody feel like it's not worth it for them. Over 300 students in 2 months, give or take. I've had to refund 2 people, and that's only because they missed the class. So I'm not really, I don't want to have the feeling of disappointment. I've been batting 1,000 so far. I don't want to mess it up. Let's see what else. Feel free to ask any questions you like, guys. Monica says she sold a ton of bras and intimates when she was gated. Yeah, I mean, literally, you can pretty much sell almost anything. And again, health and beauty is always open. It's just the brands that are stuck sometimes. So, yeah, just consider that when you're scanning. I mean, if you scan it, you see it says restricted, move on and just make a note of it. What I do is when I'm out and I see that I'm restricted, I mean, I'm ungated in 570 categories now, and it's, you know, brands and categories. And I'm still gated in some stuff, honestly. It comes up, and I'll be out and I'll be shopping. I'll take a picture of it and I'll take it home, and I'll look at it and I'll see what needs to be done. What are they looking for? What are the requirements? And see if it's something that I want to sell in the future. So keep that in mind. I keep breaking up. I'm sorry, guys. I took the Wi-Fi off. I was hoping that it was the Wi-Fi. Poppy Flacco. I watched your Insta story today about talking to the young guy. So congratulations to you. Anybody that can help inspire and motivate, I appreciate more than you'll ever know. When I first started, there wasn't anybody. There wasn't an Instagram community like this 5 years ago. There were some people on Facebook that were not very nice, and there were people that wanted to charge a lot of money to be your friend. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. And so I'm glad you guys have a good community now and are able to share your information. So Poppy Flacco writes, I'm just learning. I haven't finished activating my Amazon account. I'm going to buy my printer tomorrow. Bro, do it. Don't wait. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. And this quarter 4, honestly, is going to be huge. Like, I know it sounds like really whatever lame to say, but this is going to be my 5th quarter 4. My very first one was just when I had started my account, and I thought I was going to be a millionaire, I swear to God. So don't wait. Literally get on this today, tomorrow, tonight, if you can, and just get started. Just put something in the account. Just get started with something. Even if it's just a few things, it's so important, and you'll see the benefits of it, I promise. Do I have a cheat sheet for the rankings of different categories? I do. I've sent it to a lot of you. I've posted it on my page a long time ago, but if you want, you can send me a message, and I'll be happy to send it to you. It's not a problem. For me personally, I stay around 150,000. I don't like to go much higher than that. Again, people that I teach will tell you. I just don't find the excitement in it, to be quite honest with you, and I don't want to sit on items for a long period of time. So if you find something that's, ranked 150, 160, 170, those are things I'd consider. The only time I would consider a rank higher than that, and mind you, this is on health, beauty, and grocery. That's primarily what I teach and primarily what I sell. But if you find something that's ranked higher than that, the only time I'll consider it is if there are no other sellers, which means that it's sold in the past, but it's not currently selling now, or it's not in stock right now. So you have a good shot at it selling. That's the only time I'd go higher. So I try to gauge around 150,000, but again, you just shoot me an email and I'll send you the list. Everybody wants to know about Monica's poodle. I want to know about Monica's poodle. Troy Ryan photo. Do you go after the hot items, or do you try to find some lesser known but still very fast selling items, or a mix of both? Okay, that's a really good question. So hot items are great. I mean, if it's ranked really well and you're going to flip it really fast, that's amazing. However, the profit margins on it are really small. And I saw there were some other people that teach Amazon on Instagram today talking about something similar in wholesale. But yes, so if you find something that's hot and you can get a good profit on it, by all means. If you're not flipping it 1,000 times or a good amount of times for a decent amount of profit, I've coined the phrase, and you guys all know it, no more $5 flips, because I feel it's just not worth your time. Honestly, for me, it's not worth my time. I don't know what your time is worth to you, but I imagine it's worth pretty much what mine is worth to me. You know, and again, we want to be successful. We're resellers. Some people do this for a living. Some people support their families on it. And I've talked to, again, so many people that have had hardships in their lives, and homelessness and alcohol problems and drug addictions, and just sad, sad stories about people being disabled and people being hurt and losing babies and having sick children. And it's just really, really sad. So, you know, a $5 flip for me doesn't do it. Honestly, it just doesn't. I like to find items that are interesting and unique and different. And I've talked about this in my other YouTube videos about, you know, just looking for things that say new or limited edition or have fun packaging or bright colors. And I know it sounds really simple, and I'm a very simple person, quite honestly. But if you find something that, you know, has just the smallest amount of interest to you, like catches the corner of your eye, usually those work for me. Whether they're up or not, they usually work for me. I hope that answered your question. Shannon, my understanding newbies are gated in toys. Do we receive an email regarding this temporary gating? Yeah, you do. Amazon will usually send it out, usually in September or the end of August, and they'll tell you whether or not you're allowed to sell toys. But they should have already sent an email telling you what the specifications are. And the specifications are you have to send, you have to do at least 15, I don't know, 15 or 20 or something like that, sales before. I don't even know the date, to be quite honest with you. But it's not very many sales. And if you've been doing Amazon previously, prior to this, it shouldn't be an issue. If you're just getting started on Amazon, be prepared to be gated in toys for Christmas. Not all toys, but probably the big ones that you'd want to sell. Like last year were the fingerlings and the Hatchimals, the year before that, and last year as well. Those would probably be the ones you're gated. And to be honest with you, I'm still gated in fingerlings. So, but toys isn't my forte. So I'm gated in a lot of other things. Let's see, anybody else? Yeah. Monica, we need to find out like the dog's DNA. So work on that for us, okay? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. The listing and bundling classes are really interesting for me. I mean, I have a great time with you guys, and I try to give you as much information as I can as in such a short amount of time as possible. You know, I try not to waste anybody's time. I obviously don't want my time wasted. I've had, again, teachers and people that have taught me in the past and that I've paid a lot of money to, thousands and thousands of dollars, that I wish I had back now, quite honestly, because it would be so much easier to, you know, just talk to people and get an idea of what's going on and have a community like this even. But the listing classes, the bundling classes are very near and dear to my heart, and I'm having another bundling class this Sunday. A lot of people have asked me for it, and I didn't really want to do many more because the quarter four is really going to start to tie me up soon. So I figured I'll just do as many more as I can, and then that'll be it. So if you want to get on, just send me a message. Would it make sense to bundle used books? If so, how would you go about it? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't do books. I've never done books. I'm not a book professional. There are other people that you can ask about books. However, if you want to talk about bundling, you can bundle absolutely anything you like. You know, understand that if you're bundling something, you're putting up a listing for it. So there's no rank on it. So it's going to be a little bit harder to sell. So I know some books go super high in rank because they're not necessarily you know, fast sellers or best sellers or currently on the list to be sold anymore. But it's just something to consider. I mean, I know somebody that took a bundling class and then decided to sell sneakers, Nike sneakers, with, you know, wristbands and socks and things that, you know, obviously made sense, and told me that, you know, absolutely went sky high. They couldn't control their profits after that because it was just something so simple as a bonus item or a freebie. Again, and we talk about this all the time, that, you know, a shut up and take my money kind of thing. Just something very simple makes all the difference, and that, you know, that scores you a ton of money. So yeah, you can bundle pretty much anything you like. Anybody that tells you no is not telling you the truth. You know, there are people out there that claim to be bundle gurus, but you know, you can learn. It's very easy to learn, trust me. Again, my bundling class is on Sunday, 4 p.m., so it's good for my UK friends, and it's good for my American friends, which I know my UK friends are going to be watching this later. thank you guys all for coming. I see these numbers are just climbing, and I'm really excited. I'm really glad everybody came. I was afraid nobody was going to come. Nobody likes me. I don't do lives very often. Again, I'm not a very in-your-face kind of person. I like to kind of stay behind the scenes and explain things and give advice and, hope for the best and pull for everybody pretty much. So yes, if you want to join the bundling class, that's on Sunday at 4 p.m. and you just shoot me a message. What are the best type of bundles to sell during Q4? For me, honestly, anything Christmas related, anything Halloween related, anything Thanksgiving related. Those are like the money makers. And I'll give you even some examples. I don't even mind. Candy, hot chocolate, coffee, tea. Those are like the huge ones. A few years ago, I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they were having a clearance sale, but it was pre-Christmas. It was very odd. But it was like 45 or 50% off, and it was peppermint flavored, hot chocolate, Swiss Miss K-Cups. And I bought them for like $2, and I literally bought the entire shelf, and there had to have been at least, 60 or 70 boxes. And the minute they checked in, they sold, and it was just phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, so anything that you can sell that has any kind of relation to the holidays. Holidays I would probably stay away from would be Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, and it's just unfortunate, but there just isn't a big market for it. So if you're going to sell for Christmas. Christmas is the way to make money. Am I in a mastermind group, and what are your thoughts on them? Okay, there's a lot of people out there that have information, and I'm not the only one with information, clearly. I don't claim to be a guru. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not a pompous person, and I try to help as many people as I can, as often as I can, without compromising my own situation. If you feel like a mastermind group or another kind of group is the best for you, then by all means. You will always learn information from whatever type of group you're in. I'm never going to be able to teach you everything that I know. Somebody else is never going to be able to teach you everything that they know. They may not want to. I may not want to. But it's entirely a gamble with whomever you decide to work with. Like, people that have trusted me and put their trust and faith in me have seen success. And some people just don't want to put in the work. And honestly, I think it boils down to the student, not so much the teacher. And I'm not trying to put anything on anybody else. But the teacher can only do so much. And it's just like when you're in school. The teacher can teach and teach and teach and teach, and write notes blackboards full of notes, but it doesn't mean that the student's actually going to learn. So, if you feel like it's something that works out for you, if it feels like something that fits into your wheelhouse of what you're selling or what you want to sell, then please, by all means, I would tell you, take as many classes as you possibly can, learn as much as you possibly can, work on as many platforms as you possibly can. That's the best advice I could give. Can I give you a quick rundown on how and why I started doing FBA? Like, what was my previous job? Sure. Some of you may already know, I was working a very high-profile job in finance. I was an office manager for a Visa MasterCard company, and I hated it. I was in a very severe predicament with a boss who was sexist and racist and homophobic and not a nice person. And my mom had gotten sick with breast cancer, and it was advanced, and we had to move relatively quickly on it. And I said, I have to take time off. And he says, all right, take time off. And it became an issue. Every day was an issue. I'd get a phone call that it was an issue. And, and when you're worried about other people and you're worried about lives, like actual human lives, money and Amazon and businesses and all the other bullshit doesn't matter, honestly. And it got progressively worse throughout the years, and I tried to balance as much as I could, and I would sleep in a hospital, and I would go to work, and I would not sleep at home, and I would go to work, and then I'd come home and do Amazon, and I just gave up on Amazon, honestly. I just gave up on it. And then one day I just said, I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm not going to deal with that kind of nonsense in my life anymore, and I literally walked out. And that was October will be 2 years. And honestly, I've never been in a better situation mentally because of it. I'm much clearer, and I can take care of my mom, and I can better myself, and I can learn, and I'm online all day, and I've grown my business, and I'm very, very happy. So if that's something that interests you, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about how to make the transition from working a job to, doing this full time. There's tons of, I'm actually going to talk to you in a little bit about diversifying your business and being on different platforms. And I've got 19 platforms in front of me, and I'm sure you guys can name probably 20 or 30 more off the top of your head. Some of you that you may or may not even know, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that's my story, Morning Glory. I hope it helped. Do you need everything in your bundle to have a similar rank? No. You can put one item in that's ranked really well, and the rest can be non-ranked or miscellaneous. It can be from AliExpress, or it can be just from like a generic 99-cent store, whatever it is. But you should always try to have at least one item in your bundle that should be a good rank or a decent rank. When starting as a newbie, how much could you start with just as an estimate? Don't have a lot to start. Listen, I totally get it. When I first started doing this, I had good cash flow. I had a good job, but I didn't want to invest in it because I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what was actually going to happen with it. So I invested $500, and I know $500 may sound like a lot to some of you. It may not sound like a lot to some of you, but for $500 for me sounded like it was a realistic number of something that I could potentially keep moving with. I could keep flipping. So I invested $500, and I just kept reinvesting it. And I considered it like a cost of doing business. I didn't really, I didn't take a profit from it. I didn't take any kind of salary or anything from it. I didn't pay any bills with it. I didn't do anything with it. I just kept pushing it back in. I kept pushing it away. So, at some point I was just like, okay, time to make the donuts. And it just kept spinning and spinning. And if you wanted to start with something less, I mean, I'm sure you could find things in the dollar store to start flipping. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, even brand name items that you could just start working with for $50 or $100. I mean, I know some of you, even in this group that I've trained in this class, in this live, I'm so used to saying class, in this live, you just have started with just such small amounts, and you've just grown it. And, there's always the option of thrifting. A lot of you I know do thrifting as well. I've never done it. I'm not opposed to it. I just have never really gotten into it. I don't really know if I understand the whole mythology of it, but thrifting is an easy way to do it. Garage sales and thrifting, and you can flip things quickly on eBay and throw it over to Amazon, and that's kind of what I've done too. So, what's the number of the max number of sellers on a listing that I'll sell on? I don't have a max number. Obviously 0 sellers is always the best. I hate third-party sellers, to be quite honest with you. I hate all of you. You're all my competition. If there were no third-party sellers on a listing, I'd be very happy. I'd be so pleased. But I don't know, probably not more than 10 or 15. I don't even know if I'd go to 15. I'd probably say around 10. The less competition you have, the more likelihood you'll sell, honestly. I mean, just be honest with yourself. If your intuition is telling you that 15 is too many, or 10 is too many, or 5 is too many, then just don't do it. That's basically the best advice. Shannon says, a lot of my big profit flips are because of me. Well, thank you. I'll take 10% of that. Bayou Shop writes, would you do the same items in multiple quantity bundles, say 4, 6, 8 on the same listing? Yeah, absolutely. I do variation listings. Variation listings are a great way to make money. It gives you the opportunity to sell things that wouldn't normally rank because people see it and it becomes more of an impulse buy versus something that they have to look for. So I use it in my training. I use an example of dark chocolate, white chocolate, and milk chocolate, which I probably can't use anymore now because everybody's going to see it. I'm trying to be unique now. But yeah, so dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate. So, you can't, people don't like dark chocolate. Everybody loves milk chocolate and white chocolate. So you see these milk chocolate listings, you see these white chocolate listings, but then you remember that your husband, your mom, your boyfriend, whoever, your wife, your sister-in-law loves, white chocolate. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I should get her something. You see it on the listing, and that kind of gives you the idea to purchase it. So, yeah, variation listings are amazing. And whatever it is that you have there ranks. So if you rank one, you rank them all. Let's see. When I bundle, do I stay in the same brand? It depends. I usually, for like a generic bundle, for just like a 2-pack or a 3-pack, I try to stay in the same brand, and then you can mix up scents or flavors or textures or colors or whatever it is that you want to mix up. But when it comes to like a generic, just a gift bundle, you can pretty much mix up any brand. That won't matter at that point. Do I spend pay-per-click on my bundles? No, never. I've never done pay-per-click. I did pay-per-click, I don't know if it was last year or the year before for Christmas. And I was selling, it was just makeup, honestly. I just did it on makeup to try it out. There was some new stuff that had just launched and I wanted to see if it made a difference. And I don't know if it made a difference, but everything else sold really well. So, I mean, pay-per-click's I've never had to use it, honestly. I've learned how to optimize listings through Amazon directly. Someone actually taught me this many moons ago, and I've had great success, quite honestly. And some of you, again, in the class can also attest to just some simple tweaks in a listing will make you a lot of money. So you don't need pay-per-click. Thank you. I appreciate that you wrote that I'm honest and sincere. I really try to be, honestly. I know what it feels like, and I was a newbie once too, and again, there weren't people that were nice to me. There weren't people that wanted to help me or gave me any kind of advice. Everybody wanted to charge me a lot of money. And honestly, the reason that I charge for the class is only just because it takes up my time. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even bother. It's not even worth it. But there's so many dishonest people out there, and it's refreshing to be in this community. I've actually removed myself from a lot of Facebook groups because of it. I find that there's a lot of selling and not a lot of talking. And, oh, how much money did you make? How much money did you make? And then that's it, and I'm not into that. I'm not into the showboat. I show you guys my results because I want you to see that results are real. I'm not showing you $1 million results because I don't have $1 million results. I'm not perfect. And again, I'm not a guru and I don't pretend to be. I don't lie, and I want you to be successful because it makes me look good, quite honestly. If you have success, then I have success. So, that's basically all it boils down to. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. It's really very nice of you. Funds are tight. Can you still make money with seller shipped versus FBA? The monthly fee is a little high for me right now. Yeah, I mean, you can. My personal suggestion would be to move your butt to eBay, flip some stuff, and then start to throw it into Amazon. That I think would be your best bet because eBay is immediate money. You get it right away with PayPal, and then you have cash flow. And once you have cash flow, then you can start to maneuver and push things around, and then you won't have to worry about your FBA fees. But if you're taking your time and you want to just jump right into FBA, it will be a little bit tougher for you. I'll be very honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I don't want you to lose money. And I know, again, times can be tough for a lot of people, especially now the holidays are coming. I wouldn't want to put you in a predicament that would make it any harder for you. But consider like Mercari, consider flipping again on eBay. If you sell clothes, you could do Poshmark. I mean, there's tons of other places to go before you start with Amazon. Amazon is a big beast, and you don't want to mess it up. You really don't get very many chances with them. Let's see. Thrifting is very simple, similar to pimping. It ain't easy. Only a New Yorker could say that. Do I do any wholesale? No, I do not. I've never done wholesale. I don't know anything about it, to be very honest with you. I've just never had an interest with it. I live in an apartment in Brooklyn. Granted, it's a larger apartment, and it's very nice, and I have some room to breathe, but I have no room for pallets. It's a second floor, and, I don't want to ruin my life, quite honestly. I don't want to sit and pack and touch merchandise all day, and, it's not who I am. I'd prefer to shop. I'm a shopper. Some people like to, crunch numbers. I'm not a number cruncher. I'm just a shopper. What if I have absolutely no idea what to sell or bundle? Well, selling is one thing and bundling is another. Bundling, if you want to learn bundling, I have a class on Sunday. Selling is totally different. If you, it depends on what you're gated in. It depends on how new your account is. There's a lot of different factors that go along into it. But I would tell you just start to scan. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm pushing you off, but I'm really, really not. I've scanned probably in my first few months 8,000 or 9,000 items, maybe more. And like at stupid places like Target and TJ Maxx and, all of these, kitschy stores where I thought I was going to make $1 million and I didn't find very much. And then I started to find things. I just started to kind of use common sense. And I tell people in my classes also, I'm not a creative person. I'm a very in-the-box thinker, which is very problematic for me sometimes, especially when I'm trying to be up on my game. But yeah, I don't really know much about being creative. So just use a little bit of intuition, and again, common sense goes a long way, believe it or not. So I hope that helps. And again, if you want to talk to me privately, I don't mind. You're more than welcome to send me a message. I don't mind. How do I get on page 1 without pay-per-click? Man, it's all in the wrist, baby. It's all in the wrist. I don't know. I don't have a secret tip or trick that I could give, honestly. I optimize my keywords. I optimize my title. I've learned some tricks on titling. I've learned some tricks on field filling out. And it just gets good SEO too. It gets good SEO and it gets good Amazon rank. And like I said, people in the class can tell you that some of their stuff can. One person, I'm not going to mention any names, but they'll probably be watching this later. They couldn't come on tonight. Got ranked like 4,000 or 5,000 in just a couple days. I mean, just a couple days. Let's see. Somebody says, Shannon says, I actually had a listing that was Amazon's Choice without pay-per-click, and it made a ton of money. Yeah. Amazon's Choice happens all the time. New release, bestseller. Those are the best. Those are the greatest. Debbie writes, it's exactly what I'm doing, Mandy. Got a bit low on money and amped up on eBay in order to buy more FBA. Yeah. I think that that's the best option, especially if you're just starting out. You just don't have, enough capital. It's not about having mucho capital. You don't need to have millions of dollars. You don't have to be like super rich or anything. Obviously, like I told you, I started with $500, but I could have started with a lot less. It's just about having some Amazon knowledge and knowing how far you can take it with them. Hi, I'm in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, actually. Somebody asked me where I live. Don't come to my house, so that'd be pretty weird. I'm doing a live right now. I can't talk. Sorry. My boyfriend will break your legs. Just kidding. Somebody says, my work story is very familiar. I'm giving this my all after leaving my job that cost me my health. Yeah, I mean, I get these stories all the time, to be very honest with you, and I'm sorry for your hardships, and I wish there was a magic wand that I could wave that would take away everybody's hardship, to be very honest with you. I've worked so hard with this, and and it's not easy for me. I'll be very honest with you. I've had a lot of trouble. I've had so many issues and drama and things happen, and I just wish it was much simpler. If it was much simpler, I think everybody would be so much happier. And don't ever risk your health for anybody or anything, any business, even Amazon. That's not worth it. Dwayne Reed has good finds. Yes, they do. Dwayne Reed, Walgreens has now been bought over by Rite Aid. I want to say for you. I don't know. I know there's some Rite Aids out on the West Coast, but I think it's more of an East Coast thing. So all of the Walgreens have been shutting down in Brooklyn. They're making them into Rite Aids, or they're closing them down and just leaving the Rite Aids. All in the wrist, what kind of videos are these? Again, only things New Yorkers would say. What is the best scanning app for a beginner? I just use my Amazon seller app. And I was actually talking to somebody the other night about using Keepa, and he says to me, you don't use Keepa or Camel? And I said, no, I don't. And I've never have, and I never will, and I'm not going to, and I don't like them, and I don't understand them, and I don't want to understand them. And I know it sounds really dumb blonde and just not like taking an interest in my business, but I don't like it. And I just prefer to stick to my seller app. I've learned so much more through my seller app directly. Do I ever go to wholesalers? No, never. I've never done wholesale. I don't want to do wholesale. It's just not interested. It's just never interested me. How many times a week do I source? I source between 2 to 3 times a week, but that's because I do this full time. If I could source more, I would. I have 2 assistants, and I have a part-timer that comes and helps, and it seems like we kind of get the job done, but it's time consuming. Honestly, it can be pretty time consuming. But 2 to 3 times a week, I would tell you, is what you should be doing. So if you're considering doing this full time, then that would be my suggestion. What items do I mainly sell on FBA? Do I mainly sell just on Amazon? No, I actually sell. I want to check the time. I actually sell on eBay, Amazon, Mercari. I sell on Walmart. I sell on Sears. I do Shopify. think that's it. eBay, say eBay? I think that's it. What items do I sell? I like to do health, beauty, and grocery. But you should find something that you enjoy doing. I mean, I talk about this in my class, that if you do something that you like, it's just so much easier and so much more fun and rewarding and enthralling, and you just get so much out of it. I mean, honestly, it's so much better for your psyche. I don't know how to explain it. If I were selling automotive parts or I was selling motorcycles, I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't enjoy it. It's not in my wheelhouse. Learning about it is way too difficult. So I would tell you, find something you like and start with that. Start small. Hi, Ephraim. You said, GC Reseller says, I left my job too, now I hire people. I mean, I can't think of anything better. I know Monica just got a new friend, a new employee I saw, and congratulations, lots of mazel tov on that. I got the orange bag joke. Is it hard at the beginning? And London, how long did it take me? I mean, it's only as hard as you make it, quite honestly. I mean, I know, Ephraim, I've seen you around. I know you've taken some classes. It's really not that difficult. It's just a matter of, what you're going to apply and what you're going to put into it. That's really all it takes. If you're going to take time and go shopping, or if you're going to take time and spend time on online arbitrage or wholesale or whatever it is, just focus on one thing at a time. That's the best advice I could give you. Does it take long? Maybe. Some people it does, some people it doesn't. If you take all of the advice that people give, I mean, it shouldn't take very long, honestly. Mommy Chasing Boys. I've been a stay-at-home mom for over 2 years. Only recently started selling on FBA and on Amazon. I'm starting to feel like this is going to work for me. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that, honestly. It's just fascinating. It's really fascinating to me. I'm so glad that you took the initiative to do this, and and you'll reap the benefits, quite honestly. Just stay focused, and working from home can be kind of tricky, especially if you have children. I don't have children, but I have a mama, and she's annoying sometimes. So just try to keep as laser focused as you can. Good luck. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Oh, that's interesting. You're in Rite Aid. Frugal Homestead says she's in North Carolina. All the Rite Aids are closing. That's interesting, because up here, all of the Walgreens are closing, and we got notices sent out if you have prescriptions in Walgreens that they're going to be transferred over to Rite Aid. So that's interesting. Who knows? Do I do FBA full time? Yes, I do. October will be my 2nd year. Monica, I'm not as advanced as you, but same. I only use Amazon Seller app and nothing else. Yeah, it's not even about being advanced, honestly. It's just, I find it so much easier. You have all of the information that you need. And again, it's not about being creative. It's just about using common sense. And if you have any kind of sense, if you feel like you have any kind of common sense or intuition, for me, that works, honestly. I hope that's my class that you're talking about, Bliss Space. She said she's taking a class on Sunday from her Amazon mentor. I hope that's me. I do online and retail arbitrage, but I focus mostly on retail arbitrage. Is Shopify good? Shopify is okay. I don't spend a lot of time on it. I like to collect residual income from Shopify. I do want to talk to you about all of these diversification before I lose my time here. About all of these different sites that you can start to sell on. How do I sell on Walmart? After time, Walmart asks you for your Amazon information, and they actually confirm your numbers with Amazon, and if you do enough business, then they'll allow you to sell on Walmart. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Walmart. Not the store. I like the store. I just don't like the selling on Walmart. Their policies are very odd. They're a little ass backwards for me. They're definitely not Amazon. They're not Amazon in any capacity, and anybody that'll tell you that would be lying to you. I hate getting listings up on Walmart. I don't have a class for it, but my assistant does it, and she'll be happy to teach you. It is definitely not user-friendly. I have 3 boys, 9, 5, and 1, and the house is crazy, but I'm getting it done. I do FBA, eBay, and now drop shipping. I'm in the same situation. I do FBA, I do eBay, drop shipping, Walmart, Sears, Mercari. Shopify is a whole nother animal, a whole nother beast in itself. So, again, I don't have too much time to focus on it. I would love to. Believe me, I'd love to spend more time on it. But let's talk really quickly about diversifying accounts and And then I'll let you guys go. I know it's been an hour already. You guys had a lot of questions, and I'm glad you guys all came out. But I wanted to talk to you about not putting all of your eggs in one basket. I think that that's the best advice I could give at the end of this live tonight. You know, a lot of you have told me that, you know, your accounts have been suspended, and I've had issues with deactivation. It's just so silly sometimes, and everybody gets the shit end of the stick. It is the best way I could put it. People get the shit end of the stick sometimes. They don't get thought about, especially when it comes to big, you know, multi-billion dollar conglomerates and monopolies like Amazon, and, you know, they don't want to listen to you. You make small pennies in comparison to them, and they're not your friend, and they have the buyer's back over the seller's back 99% of the time, and any of you that sell on Amazon can attest to that. So don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Do I ever go to any FBA seller meetups in New York? No, I don't even know of any, to be quite honest with you. People have asked me to do one, and I've just never done one. I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid nobody's going to come. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to tell you give you some ideas of potential places where you can sell that doesn't necessarily have to be just Amazon. So Amazon does an affiliate program as well. If you guys have a website and you do some sort of content, whether it be a blog, or just some unpaid, non-paid advertising on a website, you can do their affiliate program, and people click on your Amazon links, and you get a percentage from that. And you can list Amazon items on your actual account. You'll come. That's good. That'll be two of us. That'll be a date. So yeah, so you can use your Amazon affiliate program. There's obviously always eBay. There's Mercari, for those of you that don't know what Mercari is. It's an application that you can use on your phone. I know there's some people that teach Mercari, if that's something that interests you. Do I think you're going to make $1 million on any of these other sites with the exception of Amazon and eBay? Probably not. But, I mean, I would never say no to anything. I would never say no to anything. Don't leave any money on the table. Don't leave any money for anybody else to pick up. There's Poshmark, obviously. There's ThreadUp. There's Facebook Marketplace, and I know a lot of people are skeptical about Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace actually is not as tapped as you think it is. It's very wide open, and people are confused by it, honestly, because it's not laid out very well. But for me, what I've understood and what I've seen on it, I've actually done a pretty decent amount of investigating, I would say. I've learned that a lot of people take items from China and sell it on Facebook Marketplace for a very elevated price. For example, there was a pair of sunglasses that I saw that I thought were really fun and funky, and I'm like, okay, well, these could be pretty cute. And they were $70, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $70 on a non-brand name pair of sunglasses, and I'm just something didn't jive. And I went on to AliExpress, and I saw them there for $3, and I bought them for $3. But yeah, they sell some really interesting stuff on Facebook Marketplace, so consider that. Look into it. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, doesn't have to necessarily be free. It doesn't necessarily have to be cheap. It can just be items that people are in need of or want. There's a company called Newegg, for those of you that have not heard of it. I think they're a subsidiary of Walmart, if I'm not mistaken also. You can sell there. Obviously, there's Walmart. Sears. Someone asked me, how is Sears? Sears is interesting as well. They do fulfillment by Sears. I was going to say fulfillment by Amazon, but they do fulfillment by Sears. And fulfillment by Sears is, again, not in the same wheelhouse. We're talking about apples and oranges. So if it's something you'd like, it's something you'd like to consider, look into these things. Look into all of these things. Look into as many of these things as you possibly can. I mean, the more options you have, obviously, the more money you'll make. And this is the time, guys. This is the time. Q4, now is the time. Don't waste any more time. Get on it. Get on it today, tonight. It's not that late. You can do some work tonight. Even if you got to get up for work in the morning, spend an hour and do your investigating. And tomorrow's a brand new day, and hop to it. Honestly, hop to it. Shannon wrote Groupon and Jet. Obviously, Groupon is great if you have things in bulk. I think they only take quantity of 100, if I'm not mistaken, or 200 or more. But if you have something that you're trying to just blow out and you've got something super cheap, whether it be wholesale or not, Jet is also pretty tough. Jet has a program that it's an API program that's how you put your listings up. And there are companies that I can refer you to that actually help you put up listings. I actually have a Jet.com account, but I don't sell on it, but I would like to. I think that's probably going to be my next step. Do I do bundles from AliExpress? Yes, I do. You could do bundles from anywhere. Missy, you know that. Stop. Don't make me into a bad teacher. What's the best way to get started? Start scanning everything. That's the best way to get started. So we've got Sears. There's something called Real Simple. Then there's the Real. There's also Wish. There's Oberlo, Bonanza. Obviously, everybody's favorite Shopify. Everybody talks about Shopify all day long. Everybody loves Shopify. Shopify is interesting. I mean, drop shipping is pretty cool sometimes. You can make a lot of money. I know there's a young cat that I follow. He's probably, 16 years old, and he makes like $1 million a year or something. He was in like a Forbes list or something. I'm like, why is this kid making $1 million at 15 and I'm here sitting struggling? I don't know. But yeah, there's tons of people you can follow and learn from, and I think he has a course as well. So that's like 21 places for you to actually be able to sell your merchandise. 21 places. If you can't sell merchandise on any one of those 12 places, then there's a bigger issue happening. There's a much greater issue. So try to focus on one of them. Pick one. Start somewhere. You could, again, start with something simple like just doing eBay, just flipping stuff on eBay. You could do thrifting on eBay. Try doing, I'm not going to tell you to jump into Sears. I'm not going to tell you to jump into Walmart. I'm not going to tell you to jump into, anything crazy. Just think about even Mercari. Just download Mercari on your phone tonight and just see how it works out and see what you can, see what you can drum up, or even stuff around the house. Find some stuff around the house that's been laying around for a long time that you don't need anymore, you don't want anymore, or it's been sitting there and it's still wrapped and your kids haven't played with it, and you don't even know what it is. Just try and sell it. I mean, sell it for whatever and get your feet wet. How do I get people to my Shopify store? There's actually ways on Shopify that you can select different marketplaces to advertise in. Is it the best? No. There's Facebook ads. There's Instagram ads. I'm not a guru in Shopify. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I know much about Shopify. I make a little bit of money every month, and it's just extra income that comes in. It's not that much, but it's something. I'm an amazing teacher. Thank you so much. Have I had success drop shipping on eBay? That's actually how I started. I actually started my e-commerce journey with a company called DS Domination. And I've never told anybody that before, and I don't know why I did just now, but sorry, did I lose you guys? Oh no. I don't know if you can still see me or not. Can you guys still see me? Let me know if you can see me. Okay, sorry. Okay, I didn't know if you could still see me or not. I can't see myself anymore. We're about over anyway. So I worked with a company called DS Domination, and they actually taught me about drop shipping on eBay. And my very first year of doing work was of doing drop shipping. I made $100,000 just drop shipping on eBay. And eBay is fine. I mean, eBay is great. I made a lot of money, but consider returns, consider customer service issues, and it gets kind of sticky sometimes. So if you have time to do that, then by all means. I actually have a link again in my bio for people that are interested in learning drop shipping on eBay, the company that is currently teaching, and that those are the people that I've worked with in the past. I trust them 100%. I think it's like $40 a month or something like that. And you'll learn tons. You'll learn exactly how to drop ship on eBay. So if that's something you want to do, by all means, the link is in my bio. So I know anyone else in New York City who sells on Amazon? Yeah, I know a few people. Not too many, but I know a few people. So that's it again, guys. I hope this helped. I hope you guys got some information from me. I hope that you become super successful. I hope your quarter 4 is amazing. Again, always feel free to message me or send me any questions that you have. I'm always happy to help. And the bundling class I'm having is on Sunday at 4 p.m. If you're interested, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And again, I want to thank you guys. You guys have been really nice to me, and you've been very complimentary, and you can do this anytime you like. And thank you so much, and for the support and the love, and it's just been great. So again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to message me, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
today.